Good evening, race fans. We are back at it one more time for tonight's pre-race show for our New Year's Bash event. TrueSim Productions is sponsoring tonight's event. I'm super excited to be joined by a few fine folks here tonight, and then we'll go over the race details. Without any further ado, you saw him last time we were here. You're going to see his pretty face once again. It's Mr. Jason Day. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited about tonight. Tonight's a little bit uh stress free. Last event, the holiday showdown, and then Carol's Dutchy Snowball. That was a lot of back end work. This kind of came together this last week, and we just decided between me and Sam we were going to put together a event for New Year's Eve. And then we're joined by other big ugly. Oh, Tom Frieda sitting in his rig right there. Got him a good little front row esports background. Tom, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good tonight, brother. How are you?
Man, oh man, I'm doing good, doing good. I'm excited for tonight. And then last but not least, thank God he don't have a camera. Jason Raymond, he is also up in the booth with us, or in the pre-race show booth, we'll call it. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to be back. Happy to get my stuff situated here. I'm just excited to go back out and race with everybody once again.
I got a question. Up front, is your girlfriend watching tonight?
She is. She definitely is going to be watching.
Is she a live viewer? Is she sitting behind you?
She is sitting to the left of me on my bed.
Awesome,
Oh,
awesome, awesome.
okay.
Well, hello,
Now,
Claire.
So Raymond's wrecking tonight for sure.
For
So-
sure.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
The only other question: do you remember how to drive a virtual race car? It's been a while.
I don't know. Last time I tried, I shut the car off on a restart on accident. So
That's
we're
why I'm
gonna
asking.
we're just gonna have to go with it and see what happens here.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck tonight.
Yeah, right. So all four of us, last time we were here, Day, I was not a competitor. I was a broadcaster. Excuse me, that's very professional. I was a broadcaster. I didn't get to race with y'all last time. Tonight I'm a racer, so we're gonna go over a few things. We haven't even touched base on what are we doing tonight, Day? What's the race tonight?
We're racing 90 laps at Daytona at nighttime, so it's just like New Year's Eve. Hopefully, some fireworks go off. We're racing some Xfinity cars, fixed setups, so everybody has the same setup. Only thing you can change is steering ratio and your brake bias. So it's going to be a night of keeping clean. 2, 3 wide racing. The last time we raced a restrictor plate track, I think we were 3 wide from lap 5 until lap whatever lap we got to. And yeah, so hopefully there's some patience tonight, and we'll have some fun and have somebody make some money and have some money for drinking on New Year's.
And speaking of money, right here, I'm going to let it be known now. The drivers don't even know this. This is something that was just worked up here right now. $50 to tonight's race winner. That's pretty good lick for a Friday night. $30 if you come home as a bridesmaid, sitting P2. If you finish third, you're gonna walk away with $20. That number is subject to change if other sponsors come in between now and race time. But we are going live for the race in about an hour and a half. But Dave, you said Xfinity cars at Talladega. The first thing I think of when I think of Xfinity Day or Daytona, excuse me, Xfinity cars at Daytona, bump drafting. You can do it there. These cars, they're very, very easy to push with, but they're also very easy to step over that line. Tom, what's your outlook tonight as far as the bump drafting and whatnot is concerned?
I mean, with these cars, bump drafting down the back straightaway, give it all you got. Even if you're 5, 6 mile an hour faster than somebody, you can give them a good shot and not wreck them. Even in the corners, I mean, we've seen with most of these drivers that run with each other a lot on super speedways, you can push with the Xfinity cars in the corner as long as you do it correctly. Don't push in the center, don't push on the left side of the car. Or sorry, push on the left side of the car to help it keep it going straight, and you'll be fine. So it should be a lot of fun.
Jason Raymond, you are a short tracker, quote unquote, like I am. We very rarely venture to these bigger tracks, but somebody like you tend to do fairly well at these restrictor plate races. I tend to finish pretty well at these. I don't know what it is. I just probably jinxed myself. What's your outlook going into tonight, Big Ugly?
I think it's just you gotta be smart with the moves and the lanes you choose to go into. I know personally, I tend to get a little aggressive. I'm sure we all know that. I like to go to the front as quick as I can. So just gotta be smart. It's a long race. I know completely not my style of driving, but just play it smart. Try to keep the car as clean as possible. And I mean, if you're still running on the last lap, you have a shot to win.
I mean, that's right.
Yeah.
That's one of the
And-
keys to success here tonight. Hey, we're
And the other,
staged. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry to cut you off.
I was going to say the other thing tonight, the one thing that's really going to help is having teammates out there too. People
Oh.
people how you race, know how they race.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a really big thing to having a good night tonight as well.
Something I was going to mention. Then go, Mr. Jason Day. We're going like real style NASCAR, but it's gonna be real style Xfinity. We call it. We are stage racing out here tonight. What are the driver stages for tonight?
Pretty sure it's lap 20, and then lap. I don't even know what it is. Lap
Somebody
20,
don't
lap
have the
40.
notes up.
I don't know. I don't have the
Lap
notes
50,
up. I don't
lap
know what it is.
50.
Lap 50,
Lap
and then
50.
in the last 40 laps, we'll be going to hopefully go for last stage for 40 laps.
Somebody didn't get the pre-race show notes, huh? So
No, I
lap
didn't.
20 is the end of stage 1. Then coming to lap 50, that's gonna be the end of stage 2, and then it's gonna be a 40-lap shootout to crown a winner here tonight. That's gonna be interesting. Now, how's that gonna play into tonight's strategy? I mean, when you have stages, somebody like me, I can go and tell you, I don't want to qualify. I don't want to be up near the front of the pack because I know I have stages to rely on. I know we're going to have manufactured cautions. Jay, Tom, Jason, what's your outlook? What are we doing when it comes to qualifying here tonight?
I'm going to qualify for the front just because I've taken the strategy wrong every time. I'm going to be more like Raymond tonight and get to the front and stay up front. I've tried to be lay back in some of these races, and I've got stuck in somebody else's mess.
Right.
Something big happens, I get stuck in it. So I'm gonna try to be up front the whole race. I think tonight.
I think there's
staying up front.
I think I'll get to you, Tom. Hold on. I think there's two different strategies that usually pays off at plate tracks. Being like me, just kind of riding around towards the back, not worrying about what's going on. That can pay off, but also somebody like you mentioned being up front, the least amount of cars out your windshield. That's I mean that's always a good sign. That's the least amount of chance you got to be in the quote unquote big one that will happen tonight. So, I mean,
Right.
being up front,
being in the middle is not fun.
right? The middle, I think anywhere from 5th place on back, you're just hornet's nest. I mean, honestly. But now, if you're in the front, say you're running second, third, and you're basically the second guy on your lane, whether that's the inside outside lane, you can get put in that hornet's nest pretty quick. That's why I don't particularly like being up front early on. Late on in the race, you got to, right? Tom, what about you? Going into qualifying, what's the approach for you tonight?
I'm definitely going to try to qualify up front. I think that's where you're kind of going to want to be. Because one thing to remember here, with Daytona is it's not Talladega, right? It's not as wide. So running 3 wide is, one little mistake running 3 wide at Daytona is a lot,
Absolutely.
it's going to end a lot worse than it would making a mistake at Talladega.
Don't have as much wiggle room. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
When it comes,
and we don't have as much banking. So,
right.
These cars after, after 10, 15 laps, they're going to start getting a little loose, coming out of the corners, get a little light. So you're going to have to keep an eye on that too as well.
Absolutely. And then I think we already know Raymond's answer. I mean, you're probably going to qualify as best you can, right? And try to get up front and stay up front, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to qualify, but I just can't seem to figure it out on plate tracks. Every time I go to qualify, I'm usually like mid-pack to around 20th. So I'm going to try to qualify. I mean, it helps with pit stall too, because that's going to be important for green flag stops. So I'm just going to try my best to qualify, hopefully be able to stay up front. But last time I tried that, I made a mistake on my own and was in the back anyways. So
that's my biggest thing. I can't qualify at a plate track. Just can't do it.
You gotta be smooth. You gotta be.
That's all I've ever heard.
At all. It's all being smooth.
That's all I've ever heard. And I'm sitting here two-handed, just barely moving, and I'm 17th on the board. Like I just don't get it. I can't do it, and I don't know why. So like
you come off half a car length off your line, you are losing 2/10. Just that's all it is.
That's the beauty of single car qualifying.
Car width. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I mean, the beauty, and that's what we're doing here tonight. It was going to be open qualifying, but somebody in this chat didn't want to do open qualifying. There he is. There he be. But single car qualifying, it will allow the faster guys to be up towards the front. It just will. I mean, because they're not going to be half a car length off their line, right? They're going to be right there on that yellow line, digging and putting up a good lap time.
Or the guys that go out with a team of 6 guys, they're going to put up the fast lap times in an open qualifying, right? And if you're out there by yourself, you're going to be a full second off the pace.
Right. I agree. I prefer the single car qualifying for the show aspect of it. I do like the open qualifying, right? That's why we were going to do it, but somebody in here wanted to do single car, so that's what
Listen to me.
that's what we elected to do. I'm trying to think. What's some other points tonight before we get to the keys? Let's go. Let's think of some drivers. When I think of a plate track and who I think is one of the strongest drivers that you could almost just throw a dart at a dartboard. If you land on this driver's name, I think you're pretty good to win that race that night. Dalton Kilrow in the 41. I know he won a few races in our Sunday league, the Blazing Pedals League. Dalton Kilrow in the 41 is going to be super quick. He's having a neck injury or something right now, so he's hoping he can make it tonight. I hope he can because he'll put on a good show. Jay, who's your pick? I know you got a few talking about earlier.
Yeah, well, I think Dalton, if it comes down to any type of strategy with fuel or having to save fuel, Dalton's definitely the guy to win. He is Mr. Save Fuel, and he's able to do it better than anybody else. So when it comes down to actual pitch strategy, I put Dalton in the favorite. If it comes down to there's a few cautions and it's racing to the end, Parker Brookfield, Chris Carroll, Zimmerman, if he's here tonight, I think those guys will be up front. They'll be together. They're all teammates, so they'll work together. I guess Zimmerman, if Zimmerman needs help from Clifton, I guess that's how he wins all his plate races. It is, from what I hear. You can't count out yourself or Raymond or Tom. I'm just hoping to be somewhere to have a chance at the end, but I don't know the complete list of guys. But I would put Brookfield, Carroll, Zimmy, Dalton Kilrow. I think those guys will be up front pretty well the whole race. Yeah.
I think I just messed up the stream right then. Pulled up the Discord message, but I totally agree. I mean, you just named 5 to 6 drivers, especially me, right? When you name me, I was like, of course, like, stop it, right? But
why would you name Tanda though?
Oh God.
He pays my bills, right? So
I'm interested to hear Tom's choice because Tom races in another city, Front Row Esports, right? And there's some good plate guys over there. So I'm interested to hear who are you looking to be fairly strong out here tonight, Thomas?
Now, from the Front Row Esports camp, and Stephen T. Johnson, if he's coming out tonight, I know he's been ill the past few days, dealing with some stomach bugs. So hopefully he makes it out tonight.
Are we talking multiples, huh?
Well, yeah, his whole household has had this bug.
Right.
But anyway, so him on a plate track, I mean, he's one that he'll put it 3 wide, he'll put it 4 wide. If you leave a gap there, he's gonna stick his nose in there, and
he will.
He doesn't care. And if he's 20 miles an hour faster than you down a backstretch, you better hold on because he's gonna hit you. He ain't lifting.
Absolutely.
So you got to watch out for him. He's really good though. Holds a good steady line really fast. The other one that I want to watch out for is I've watched him progress on super speedways. Mr. Michael Wood. He's come a long way in super speedways, and I think tonight he's gonna have a really good race as well.
I think Buster, aka Michael Wood. I think Buster. You say he's progressed. I don't remember him ever being too bad at super speed. I know he is he's somebody that I always seem like I get hooked up with at some point during the race, and I know when the 99's behind me, I know we're going to the front. When it's time for us to go, I know we will make it to the front.
He is an awesome pusher. He's just, when he pushes, you go. It's great. So yeah.
And then sorry, it's race day, right? We're 20 minutes before race time, and I'm starting to get those messages, people asking questions. It's part of it, right? Jason Raymond, we're gonna put your logo up on screen. Thank God it's not your face. What are you looking for tonight? What driver you think is gonna be be one to watch?
I gotta go with Brian Zimmerman if he's here. I know Day mentioned his name, but he's the king of restrictor plates, Mr. Restrictor Plate as we used to call him in broadcasts. There's a reason he won multiple restrictor plate races. He's just good at saving his equipment, good at being there at the end, and I think he'll be one to watch for sure. And then everybody's named. I feel like anybody in the field has a chance, honestly. So it's just gonna be a good race, but I think. When it's all said and done, I think Brian Zimmerman's going to be there, and he's going to make some noise coming up through the field.
Brian Zimmerman's nickname that I think we kind of given him from the broadcast side of things is Mr. Restrictor Plate. Now he kind of earned that nickname from the 87s when we did those races. He would always seem to be in the mix. I mean, just quite frankly, and he just won the last Talladega race. So we're going to Daytona tonight. But like Tom mentioned, a little bit skinnier track, 3 wide. I don't want no part of it here tonight, buddy. I mean, I don't like it at Dega. I'm for sure not going to like it at Daytona. It's going to be a good race. I know it will be. Let's start going over some of the keys to the race tonight. I'm gonna start it off with I think having a group of friends, aka teammates around you. All of us in here right now, we are all a part of the team. Jason Raymond, Jason Day, and myself are all part of Five Kings Motorsports. So we know right there, there's 2 buddies we have to lean on. We need a few more, and then Tom, he's gonna have a few buddies from Front Row Esports that's gonna be
Yep.
helping him out. So I mean, that to me is the biggest key to success out here tonight is having a buddy, having a friend, having some teammates late in this race. Tom, we'll go to you next. What's your biggest key to tonight's race?
I think the biggest key tonight is going to be green flag pit stops and getting on and off pit road safely.
I like how you went over to your mouse and made sure you had the notes pulled up right then. I'm gonna bust you out and say it. I saw it. I saw that.
I did.
Unlike Day, he has his
I don't know
notes.
I don't know where to find them, so that's why I couldn't do
I
it.
may not have
so.
sent them to you, brother. I think I
Yeah.
did. They're on
Probably not,
Discord, but
but-
don't worry about it. Just but yeah. So yours is managing the what if of green flag pit stops, which they could come in
Yeah.
that final stage.
Yep,
Absolutely.
exactly.
With 75% of fuel, you're guessing what we can go how many laps?
We're going to get about 22 to 24 laps in a tank of virtual Sunoco race fuel. So
That tells you right there, you automatically cannot make it that final stage, and that also tells me that second stage is going to get hairy. 30 laps in that second
Mhm.
stage. Dalton Kilroe, Captain Save Some Fuel. He may come through and
if you get
pull something out.
you get a caution in the second stage, you should be able to save enough under that
Right.
caution to make it without pitting. But again, most drivers are probably going to come in. You would imagine they'd come in top off because tires aren't going to be much of a factor. So when you're pitting, you're going to be pitting for fuel most of the time. So when you're coming down pit road on hot, worn tires, getting these cars slow down, not sliding, not spinning out, it's, gonna have to definitely gonna have to practice tonight, and you'll know the guys who have it down and have it don't. You'll be watching them spinning coming on pit road.
I'm very, very sad to say I'll be one of those guys probably. Look for the 4 card, be taking a wild ride on pit road.
I'm not pitting with you then.
Hey, you are. You have to. We're teammates. We already went over that. You got to. Jason Day.
Let's just talk what Tom didn't mention though, like getting on and off pit road, but having a strategy with going on and off with 3 or 4 guys. Because if you go down by yourself and you get stuck out by yourself, you're losing a second and a half of a lap
Every
to
lap.
the draft. So every lap. So you need to make sure you have a plan with the right guys. Make sure you get together in a line early enough before your pits happen. Because if you're in the top line, you're too wide. You're not getting down there. You're missing your pit stall. You're missing pit entry, and you're wrecking the field. You got to wait. So you got to have a plan, and that's one of the things. And then the big thing is just surviving that big one. If that got one guy that's up high decides he wants to pit and he's going to pull down low, and that big wreck happens, and you're caught in the middle of it, that's one of the keys for me. The race is surviving the big one.
I mean, it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. I think we can all agree when's it going to happen. It may be early, it may be in the middle, it may be late, and also just because it's called the big one, that don't mean there's only going to be one. These drivers do have a fast repair, right? That essentially for the ones not on iRacing, that means they basically have a car in the hauler. It's a make do, right? They get a mulligan in golf terms, right? They get a brand new car gets fixed, they're right back out there. So that
usually causes 2 big ones.
Right, I was gonna say that add on one more big one if somebody gets a fresh car, right? Because that does change the way people race. If you know you have a car in the hauler, well, here I'll make this aggressive move now because I have a gimme sitting in the pits, right? And that's the kind of pros and cons of a fast repair,
Yep.
Jason Raymond, first of all, I got to ask you, where's my car at? I need a car to race, and I don't even have a paint scheme done yet. And second off, what's the key to success for you here tonight?
Well, to answer your first question, paint scheme is sitting in the showroom, getting finishing touches right now as we speak. And then the key to the race tonight, you got to be there at the end. Something I've never been able to do at a plate track. Can never be there at the end. Never actually finish these races. So just you got to survive. Make sure you're there for the white flag, and I think you'll have a huge shot to win.
What about Eau Claire in the back? What's her keys to success tonight?
I think her key to success is going to be not get distracted. That's something that's important.
Right. That does bring up a good point though. 90 laps around these plate tracks. When you are you're double file majority of the time, you're locked in on that guy's bumper in front of you. It does get easy to get distracted. Day in my line when I say this that maintaining focus on a plate track can be kind of tough.
Yeah, it can be. Well, it's not tough to keep focus on what you're doing right in front of you, but it's really hard to focus on what's going on
In front of
around you.
them, dude. Yeah.
In front of him, so you can only see 2 or 3 cars in front of you if you're right on the guy's bumper.
Right.
You're focused on staying on that guy's bumper, and then next thing you know, you got a run of 5 or 6 cars coming high or going low below you, and it's too late. Once you're focused on that guy's bumper, you're missing all that. And unless you have a good spotter, you're listening to your spotter. That's the key too. Like, and make sure, I don't know if everybody's listening to this broadcast, turn your spotters on, because that's usually what causes the big one at these tracks.
And relative.
Yeah.
Run relative and spotter. Both of them.
Right.
And the other thing, that's going to make it a break it on these plate
Make it a
tracks.
blanket.
Yeah, same thing, right? Temperatures. When you push them nose to tail, these cars are going to get hot. So, if you can't manage your temps and it blows up and you're in a pack of 30 cars up front, it ain't going to be good for the field. So
basically what Tom's referring to here, I mean, these cars, they're cooled by a radiator. The radiator's cooled by what? Air coming through it. It puts it to the engine. When you're right there smashed up to the back bumper of somebody in front of you, you got no air coming through that radiator, right?
Exactly.
Tom, you're a mechanic. You know all about that, right? I mean, all it takes is, 2 or 3 laps, and you start seeing that dash start flickering at you.
Yeah, these cars, the Xfinity cars, they blow up at about oil temp, about 300 degrees, and that's about 2 to 3 laps of solid pushing, depending on the air temp of the track, whatever it's going to be tonight. But if you might get 3 solid laps of pushing, and once it gets into the red, it gets really hard to cool it down quick enough to keep it from blowing up.
You gotta step out of the pack to even get it to cool down.
Yep.
And Dave just picked up a mason jar or something. Dave, show us what you got there.
What do you got?
Just some water, but it looks like moonshine.
I
so
thought
it's
this man was drinking moonshine. I was getting ready to ban him from the race.
That's how NASCAR started, right? So
Right. I like he's picking out a mason jar.
there.
That's very, very Canadian of you. I like that.
We have that's all we have is mason jars for cups.
Really?
Pretty much. Besides my rum glass, it's like small one kind of thing. So
Now wait a second. Let's go left a little bit. Rum glass is like a shot glass.
No, it's because I don't like having too much pop in it, so I use a smaller glass.
I got you.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we got to go over? We've been here for a little bit. We can go about 6-7 more minutes. I'm trying to think what else we have to touch on here tonight. I mean, it's Daytona, right? Anything can happen and will happen. 4 total sets of tires. Will tires come into play here tonight, you think? I don't think they will either.
I don't think so.
You could do the whole race on one set if you want
could.
to.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
both of y'all got to do it now.
Have fun, boys.
Let's do it.
I don't know about one set because that's a lot of. 90 laps. That's a lot of laps on there. 2.5 mile track.
No, you pick one set of tires. That's what I mean. Take one set of tires.
Oh,
Easy.
no, yeah, you can do it. I don't know if that's what Dave
what I
meant.
meant.
I think Dave,
No.
you
You
could.
had no tires?
You could do it, but you're probably not going to win the race.
Right.
Yeah.
But
well,
tires.
Daytona's a lot more of a handling track than Talladega
It is.
too.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But the point still remains: tires are not going to be super, super big here tonight.
No.
So if you are a guy running in the back, lap 20 comes, stays brake, you can elect to not take tires, and boom, you've just gained 3 spots right there, basically. I mean,
body panels are more important than tires.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
You need aerodynamics is the key. So unless if you got a beat up race car, you're going to have to tuck in behind somebody to make yourself fast and just push. You're not going to be out. Any damage, you're not going to be out front at all. You're slowing the pack down. So if you got a little bit of damage, you got to tuck behind somebody and hope you can stay in the pack. You got a clean race car, you're going to run up front.
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
Since we got we got a little bit of time left, I'm going to put all of us on the spot right here. We've talked about our drivers to watch. Jay, you're used to the broadcaster's curse. We're going to let you put the broadcaster's curse on somebody. Who's your pick to win tonight's event? Out of the drivers you know is showing up.
Chris Carroll for sure.
You just want to
I
jinx
gotta.
it.
I
just wanna
just want to
jinx
jinx him. I love you, Chris, but yeah, I got to jinx him once in a while. I love him, buddy.
He's like, I said, you just got to pick one. Chris Carroll. You know what I mean? So we ain't got to talk
right
about
away.
it.
even
I already
think
knew.
about it. It was just-
I didn't need any notes for that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Tom Freitas, out of the drivers you know that's coming, pick your pick. I got a little boy trying to break in. No, Kane. Pick your pick.
I'm going to say Mr. Michael Wood tonight, 99 car.
Going Buster. I like it.
Yep,
I
going
like
Buster.
it. I thought you were going to go O'Kell, but you didn't do it. Oh, Buster.
Going Buster.
Now, Kale has won one of these plate tracks before, remember? He won a Daytona event.
In 87's Daytona race, wasn't it?
Absolutely did.
Yeah.
I mean, Kale's going to be a heavy hitter tonight as well. Jason
Yeah.
Raymond, you're conceded, but you cannot pick yourself. Who you got?
Man, I can't pick myself. That's messed up. I'm gonna go Brian Zimmerman.
Man, he's all on Brian
good
Zimmerman tonight,
Zimmy.
wasn't he? That was
Yeah.
the driver
I
to
just-
watch.
I don't know. Maybe the broadcaster's curse will help. Maybe someone else can win one of these races. He wins them all the time. So I don't know. I'm not even gonna be alive in the last 10 laps. So I had to
No.
pick someone else to bring with me.
You know who I'm going to pick, and I hate to do it. I really do.
Oh God.
I'm picking Mr. Maple Leaf right here, sitting with. I'm not even going to get sitting
Oh,
with
that's
us.
just messed
Hey,
up.
I might not even. I might not even make the whole race if I'm not done by 8 o'clock. I gotta go. My 8 o'clock my time. So
Really?
Yeah.
So the race will go live at 9 o'clock our time. How long does that get? How long does that give you? You're
Gives
2
me
hours
2
behind
hours.
me.
Yeah,
Should be
gives me
done,
2
right?
hours.
Close. What if the race was looking like it's going to get done at like 8:10?
I might be okay.
All right,
We'll
then
see.
Maple Leaf is my
Yeah.
pick, and I hate to do it to you, Dave, but I coming
You do
into
this to me all the
tonight,
time. Yeah.
I've already told somebody Maple Leaf is my pick, so I had to pick you. I
Okay.
mean, I just got to be true to myself here.
There you go.
Maple Leaf was my pick tonight. I hope I didn't just curse him. If you wrecked now, you can't blame it on me. It's freaking Daytona. Don't blame it on me. It's not my
It's
fault.
gonna be on you anyways, just because you said that.
Stuff
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
It's Daytona. Stuff happens. Well, guys, is there anything else we need to hit on here tonight? Is there anything y'all can think of? Daytona Xfinity cars, $50 to win, $30 second, $20 to third. You're gonna make some money coming out. Anything you can think of here, Dave?
No, just I don't know if anything. Just a little reminder to everybody. I guess you can't win it on the first lap, so let's try to
You can
keep it
lose it.
clean. And you can definitely lose it on the
Right.
first lap. Well, we have fast repair, so you can lose it on the second lap, I guess. So
Yes.
that's kind of how it works. Or lap 5 after 4 laps of caution, however that works. But yes, yeah, the keys for me is staying clean, finding a good friend. Probably have to follow Raymond since he doesn't like anybody. He doesn't like to be behind anybody. So he's that teammate. Just kidding,
Okay.
man. And anyway, just had to get my dig in there.
Bang, bang.
And yeah, follow Tanner and Jason to the win, and hopefully, pass them at the end.
Easy now.
There you
Killer.
go.
You know what I gotta say? I just want to say, watch for that 44 car to make it 3 wide for no reason on lap 5. Haven't been able to race in a while, so I'm kind of hungry. But
That is
I'm gonna get a little aggressive. I think I'll probably try to go 3 wide, hit the apron, and wreck myself. That's just something to watch for.
Is Brandon Mettler racing tonight?
I don't know. I know he went to Indiana for family. I think for like Christmas.
Okay, because he would be one of my picks too, because he seems to be able to last at these races. Yeah.
Yes. All right, Tom. Anything else?
I think the thing for me tonight is don't be first in the last lap.
That's kind of big right there. So I don't know if y'all noticed what he said. He said, "Do not be first coming to the white flag lap." Basically, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
When you cross that line and take the white flag, don't be first, because basically what he's saying is you're a sitting duck. Yes, you
Yep.
can block those guys behind you, but at that point they're not lifting anymore. So you're just
Yep.
asking to cause the big one, right? Of whoever's left. So-
Unless you got a good deal with the teammate behind you, that's the only
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So if you guys are going to bring home 50
Not if
bucks,
I'm behind you.
yeah, no, exactly.
That's
what I'm
true.
saying.
That's true.
Yeah.
He said, Jason. He said good teammate. I don't think he caught.
Oh yeah, no, that's not me.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason has found the I in team. He found it pretty good. Guys, in all seriousness, I want to thank y'all, gentlemen, for coming, and lady Raymond. I want to thank y'all for coming. And yeah, we'll be live. Sam will be calling tonight's action. You can catch it on True Sun Productions YouTube channel in about 50 minutes, coming at you lap to lap I keep saying Dega at Daytona. It's the New Year's Bash, $50 to the race winner. Hope to see you there. And until then, we'll see you. Anybody else want to say have a good night or anything?
I'm gonna go put my race suit on now and get something to eat, and I'll be ready to go.
All right,
Yep.
in all seriousness, we're still live. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you and your family had a good Christmas. Be careful these holidays. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. If you're going out to partying, it pays to get an Uber or something like that. So be careful. And yeah, until then, we'll see you. And Jason Raymond's